All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for letting us have another try. Theresa, Ahmed, sorry about the technical issues the other day, but this is really some important information that we should all be aware of if we're real estate professionals, because it is the coming trend. And I'm actually sitting in El Salvador today. I've spent the day with Mike Peterson, who's known as the godfather of Bitcoin. He's the guy that actually got crypto started, Bitcoin started here in El Salvador. And I'm not sure when you'll watch this, but on March 13th, 60 Minutes came down and they did an interview with him. March 13th is the air date. So if you see this before March 13th, tune into 60 Minutes and watch Mike Peterson talk about his story and how he became involved in El Salvador and really what's exciting here. But to back it up, we're going to talk about crypto. We're going to talk about what this means to us in the real estate industry and how we as practitioners can be leading this trend and be at the front edge so that we can help our clients who are interested in this particular aspect of real estate transactions, make those transactions happen easier, faster, and more secure. This is a massive opportunity. We've been serving the crypto community for about 5 years now. It's been tremendous. The big element to this is that it is a disruptor, and we're going to pay attention to that a little bit as well, because you need to understand how it's going to disrupt our business. I don't believe it's going to disrupt our realtor practitioner business very much, especially if we get in front and we lead it. And we're going to talk about how to do that. So we're going to talk about the real estate agenda with crypto, KYC, know your client, due diligence. There's some very, very important procedural issues that we must follow if we're engaging in a crypto environment. We're going to talk about asking the right questions, and then we're going to talk about where it's going and how you can, again, lead this rather than follow. Bitcoin, crypto, and the blockchain. Sometimes these words are used interchangeably. The blockchain is what Bitcoin was built upon, but it's also the foundation for other cryptocurrencies, for example, record keeping. It's a powerful system that allows many things to happen. And Bitcoin is the one original idea, but many new ideas are happening. Titles on the blockchain. That's something you'll hear about. Let's put the title to the home on the blockchain. So the blockchain is the fundamental building block that allows us to do that. I point out that money has changed over time. It started as, silver coins or copper coins going back, thousands of years, and gold and paper money and ledgers. You walk into a shop and they'd write down, hey, you bought this much, you owe us this much money. People then got checkbooks and credit cards, and then people were trading, money on their phones with Venmo and PayPal, right? So money has evolved over time, and crypto and Bitcoin is just simply the next evolution of money. And the nice thing about something like Bitcoin is, we have dollars and pennies. Bitcoin has Satoshis. All the cryptocurrencies allow for some fractional transaction to occur in that currency as well. So when we think about crypto, we really need to use the same model as dollars and cents, in this case, Bitcoins and Satoshis. So why should we pay attention? Well, the big money's moving on it. 20% of all hedge funds actually have money in the crypto markets. So 20%, 1 out of 5 hedge funds are in the crypto space. 16% of US citizens either own crypto or plan to own crypto. Again, that's a big percentage. And if we're looking at the millennials, the younger generation, the Gen Zs, they are all over this. And again, they might not be buying a lot of houses today, but they will be. Big money. Look at the names on this page: Morgan Stanley, HSBC, obviously the tech companies, Facebook, Microsoft. But then also at the bottom row, you've got things like Fairfax County, Miami-Dade, Princeton, Harvard, conservative institutions that are investing in the crypto space and owning crypto as well. So the big money is there. And if we look at the population, we say, well, 8% own crypto and 8% are thinking about owning crypto. So what? That's 16%. And we can serve those people if we choose to. Sure, it's not the biggest demographic, but it's a young demographic and it's a growing demographic. And again, we want to wade into this and we become leaders in this piece of the industry. We can if we pay attention. Here's an interesting fact. 92% of all millennials distrust banks. Think about that for a second. That's almost every millennial does not trust banking institutions. This is something we better pay attention to, because if they don't trust the banking institutions, what do they trust? many are beginning to trust the crypto environment much more than the banking environment. So we need to, again, pay attention to this. I always like to point out the 3 big mistakes that people make. Again, common things: losing your password or picking a password that's not very secure. Those 2 things are pretty common mistakes. The last thing is the seed phrase, right? And when we think about those questions, sometimes, to recover your password, they want to know what your first car was, the name of your first pet, or whatever, right? Your seed phrases are that. So we need to take those seed phrases, we need to lock them away someplace safe, safety deposit box at a bank, for example. If we lose our password, we can go to the safety deposit box and get our password back. Very important pieces of the puzzle. I put this slide in as a little bit of a shocker because, people are always like, oh, Bitcoin, it's just for drug dealers. Well, you know what? Money, dollars are just for drug dealers too. In fact, the vast majority of all drug transactions happen in dollars, euros, pounds, whatever, right? In paper currency. And 1 or 2 days later, that same paper currency can be used by children to buy ice cream, right? Those dollars circulate. And the same thing happens in crypto. So when somebody says, oh, it's just drug dealers, you know what, that's not really the case. But even if it is the case some of the time, and it is, of course, the same thing happens in dollars, and we don't disavow dollars because they might have been used in a drug transaction. So again, we just need to kind of think of things in a similar way to understand the implications of what that means. But here's the really cool thing. Unless every dollar bill is running through a cocaine scanner or some kind of scanner that where it can tell where it's been, Bitcoin, actually, you can tell where it's been. Crypto is traceable. You know exactly where every coin has been through history because it's permanently lodged on the blockchain, right? So again, this KYC, anti-money laundering, UBO, underlying beneficial owner, these are all acronyms that talk about how do we safeguard the transaction and make sure that we're dealing with good actors. Very important, again, in the transaction. And I always like to point out that, this Colonial Pipeline, there was a big, ransom, obviously, for 75 Bitcoins, and the FBI was able to recover 63 of those, right? That's 85% of the recovery. If it had been paid in dollars, the chances of them seizing, 85% of those dollars would have probably been a lot less. But because it was on the blockchain and because it was transactional, the FBI was able to recover that. So again, it's a good thing, right, to have that kind of transparency and permanency on the blockchain. The transactional procedures, it's a pretty straightforward process, and we're not going to get into this today, but again, there's a way to do business in crypto. It's very well mapped out. We just need to follow the established procedures, and we'll have a good transaction. I mentioned before that Bitcoin will be a disruptor. Things like titles, that's going to be a big disruptor. The money exchange businesses. I'm in El Salvador. 1/3 of all Salvadorians live outside of El Salvador, and many of them send money home to their parents and their families, right? Well, if they have to use Western Union, it's 50, 60 bucks a transfer. When they can do it in Bitcoin, it's 50, 60 cents, right? It's 1%. So, 99% more money ends up back with the family. These are the kinds of institutions and service providers that are going to be disrupted. I don't believe that our business, showing somebody a home, showing somebody many homes and talking to them about what they want, or listing a home and helping them get that home prepared for sale, those are very human interaction endeavors, and those are not going to be disrupted in any major way by crypto. However, we will need to serve the people that want to transact in crypto, of course. That's what this is really about. One of the disruptors that's happened is in the collateral space. Again, we've always talked about houses, boats, cars, cash, whatever as collateral. Well, Bitcoin is now collateral as well. Crypto can be collateral. There are a couple of organizations, SALT is one, Milo is another, where people can pledge their crypto as collateral to borrow money. Well, Bitcoin also is that. And now there are many transactions occurring. And we actually, as a development company, we funded our Marriott hotel using a Bitcoin deposit as collateral for the loan. So again, this is now happening. It's real. And this was a significant transaction, $50 million Marriott based on a Bitcoin as collateral transaction. Very big. In fact, maybe the biggest such transaction in the world to date. I am in El Salvador, so it's very appropriate that I'm talking about this. El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender on September 7th. President Bukele did that. It has been unbelievable for this economy. Things are booming. Here's a lady making pupusas, and we just went out there. We took 10 people to lunch today, and drinks and pupusas for everybody, $49.50. Somebody got out their phone, put it on Bitcoin, boom, and Rosaria had the money in seconds, right? So again, these are the kinds of things that Bitcoin brings to an economy, transactional mechanisms. We're working with Mike Peterson, again, the godfather of Bitcoin. He was the one that got it started. This is his property. We're developing it with him, for him, to build the world's first true Bitcoin community. And if you have people in your network who are Bitcoiners, enthusiasts, devotees, maximalists, as they call them, you will want to tell them about this community, because this will be your opportunity to bring them some information that will be very valid and interesting to them. And maybe they want to own a home in the world's first Bitcoin community. And if somebody's looking for residency, El Salvador has made it very easy as well, with crypto as the mechanism. So there it is. Many properties around the world that are available for folks looking to own property overseas with crypto. We would certainly love to hear from you. You can reach out to us, affiliate@ecidevelopment.com. Incredible opportunities all over the globe for you and your clients. Get in front of this, lead this, be the expert for your clients that they need. They need your guidance in this area. So get out front, lead it. We are developing right now a crypto real estate handbook. That document should be done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Again, shoot us an email, affiliate@ecidevelopment.com, and just put crypto handbook in the subject line, and we'll get that over to you. So Theresa, Ahmed, again, thank you guys very much for letting me have a redo on this. And I look forward to seeing everybody in person and hearing from many of you very, very soon. Take care.